I am shocked. I just did a video earlier, and I just happened to get on JFK Reloaded, and I actually shot the video, and I shot the simulation of the president in the right sequence. I didn't do it in the time the Warren Commission said to do it. But the bad thing about it, it would have been perfect, but I ended up shooting John Connally through his cheek and accidentally killed him. But the sequence that I shot, all three shots, were damn near perfect. I think Facebook took it off my whole video. I think they took down my whole video because I guess the government doesn't want people to see that it has to be multiple shooters. It just has to be because there's just no way I could do it. But I'm working on it. It's a pretty good simulation. If you guys haven't seen it, but I want to get on here real quick. I just got done watching Demetra. I just got done watching Your Average Logical Thinker. But got some feral cats in the neighborhood, and I just want to show you guys my feral cat Claude. And he was so ratty. He looked so sad and stuff. And so I'm going to show you guys what I do to help. That's Tylen over there. That's my cat. But what I do is I put out a water thing for him, oxygenated water, cat fountain. My mom taught me how to make that. I put out food here so they can have all the food that they need indoors. And here's Mr. Claude. Hey, man. What's going on? What's going on, Claude? And he lets me come up and pet him. I believe Claude is about 4 or 5 years old. He might be a little bit older. He's a really big cat. And I let him sleep in the garage where he can get some rest and, relax. And doesn't have to do too much. Huh, Claude? Come here. He's pretty appreciative. He lets me pet him and stuff. He gets in a lot of fights, I guess, because he's walking his territory. But, I set him up in here. It's cold and stuff. And I set him up in here. And like I said, he's more than welcome. I know there's other cats that come in here too. And you guys know Tylen the Terrible. He's my cat. Tylen, what are you doing, man? You better not hit me. Do not hit me. And here's my other cat. I don't think I see him, T'Challa. And they chill here in the garage during the day. I don't know what that's about. And I bought this. This is the feral home I was telling you guys about. And in here it's insulated, and it's really warm when the cats are actually in there. And sometimes Claude will get in here, and he'll be laying, and he'll lay his head out here, and he'll be chilling in there and doing it. And that's the kind of stuff that I do to help out. And I was talking to my veterinarian, and they said, yeah, if a cat will obviously live longer if they had shelter and, food and other stuff, that they would need. But that's my man, Claude. When I met Claude, he was in my backyard with George, and he was just sad. He was just a sad-looking cat, like he needed a break. And, he would come and check on me. He comes in the house every now and then, but he would just come and check on me and give him some food, and he was good to go. But that's my feral cat, Claude. And, he's a really nice cat. I know he's kind of sick because I've been finding, like he throws up and I see blood in his thing, but I can't catch him enough to take him to the vet. So I got to do something about that. But then again, I want him to be free. He seems okay right now, nothing like serious. I'm hoping it'll go away, but if it doesn't go away, I'll probably step in and do something about it. But, like I said, he fights a lot, so it could just be an injury from him fighting and doing his territory. And as long as my cats get along with them, don't have a problem with them, so he's not fixed. So he's got these big old nuts right behind him. And he's appreciative. Like I said before, I could never approach him and touch him like that. Now, he'll let me come up and he'll rub against my leg and stuff. It just takes a while for them to gain the trust. But, now during the day, he can sit and chill in the garage and there's a nice breeze going through there. He knows he's got food. He's got water. He's good to go. So when the summertime hits, it's going to be super hot. He can just rest in there and doesn't always have to be on his guard. He can actually go to sleep and get some rest. So, but yeah, that video, man, I basically duplicated it. And the JFK assassination, I did it, but I think Facebook took it down, even though it was a simulation. John Connolly died, though. That's why I couldn't believe it. Because I was trying to show it to you guys, and I just was messing around, and I ended up shooting the simulation, but I didn't do it in the time. But a lot of stuff's happening in the world. A lot of people are panicking. A lot of people are upset, and I get it. Be upset, but this is our reality in the world. This is the reality of the world. So what can we do about it? If, I know people keep talking about a world that is supposed to be kumbaya-ish and stuff, but that isn't the world we live in yet. And those of us that are around my age, we're going to be long dead before that world ever, if it ever exists, will exist. So, a lot of people message me and they say, well, it should be this way, whatever. I get it. You're coming from a perspective of a person who has privilege, right? If you're white, if you're this, and I'm not saying every white person has privilege, but what I'm saying is, you guys are aware, about 62% of the federal workforce are people who identify as white. 62%. How many of that workforce are black? I think it's about 18%, 16 to 18%, something like that. Don't quote me, but it's in that ballpark figure. So what I've been saying for the last 8 years and ringing the alarm about is the fact that black people are at the bottom of the economic scale. Can we agree? Can we agree that coming from a black perspective and what I've seen in the last 16 years, the Democratic Party not doing a damn thing for black people, not anything of significance and of substance. According to the census, we are 13 to 14% of the population, but yet we are the most homeless. That doesn't even make sense. How? How does that work out? A country of 350 million people, and one of the smallest groups is the most homeless. Systematic racism, systematic system to eradicate a group of people. Asians are not that far behind black people in the population according to the census. But Asians are the richest group in the United States. So let's get this straight. Two of the smallest groups, one of them is the richest in the country, the other is the poorest. So, my friends and family, when you guys see me on here supposedly ranting and raving and, oh, you don't understand politics. Oh, Donovan, you don't know what you're talking about. Oh, federal employees are being whatever. Why would you think I would be concerned about a privileged class than I would be about a class that isn't as privileged? Yes, I've got friends and family that work for the federal government and state government and all that other stuff, and I feel really bad that they're losing their job. But at the same time, you're not guaranteed a job. The rise of Donald Trump is not because of people like me. It's because of people like you. We know what Donald Trump is about. We've been through a presidency, and yet you ran the worst candidate to run against him. He was going to win regardless, no matter what the Democrats have. You know, this is a very tough situation for everybody involved. But I can say this, being a neglected group as a black man, I have to speak as a black man first. I can't speak as anything else. You have to understand where I'm coming from. The Democratic Party, to which I was a full-fledged member up until I was 46 years old. Barack Obama didn't do anything of substance for black people, and yet he has black skin just like me. Joe Biden didn't keep not one of his promises. And yet, let's just logically, you expect me as a black man to be concerned that people are losing their jobs. 70% of black people live below the poverty line, at the poverty line, or just above it. You know, give or take. If you believe those numbers or not, it is however you want to take it. But I just saw a Democratic administration give billions and billions of dollars to Ukraine and billions of dollars to people who have come into this country illegally, not the right way. Like I said, I'm for legal immigration. Housed them, gave them cash money payments to buy cars and whatever else and house them. Now, if you're not a black person and you're not boule black, you might not understand anything that I'm saying right now. The system is messed up. The Democrats did this. They have done this. They've lied to the American people. They have told us all of this fear mongering and stuff, which is a lot of you guys that are afraid as well. Why would you be afraid of losing your job at no fault of your own when you know, as well as I know, no job is guaranteed? You can lose your job at any time. So knowing that, what gives you the right to think you're entitled to a public service job? Much less if you're in the private sector. You know, again, I'm not heartless. I feel bad for people that lose jobs at no fault of their own. But go to a black person, an average black person, let's say that works at Taco Bell, that works at Target, that works at just a regular, nothing job, and go to them and say, wow, I lost my job at no fault of my own, and see what they say in reply to your situation with their situation. When you come from a group of people who are economically at the bottom of a economic system, it's hard to be sympathetic for people who have privilege. And it's not a racial thing. It's economics. I'm not trying to point out it being a racial thing, but it's kind of hard not to point out it being a racial thing when you see other groups benefiting off of programs or things that were set up specifically for black people. Do you see do you guys understand where I'm coming from? I think I have every right to be pissed off with the Democratic Party because they don't do anything for black people tangibly. Again, I'm in California. How the hell can you not get reparations in a state that is a super Democratic state with a governor that is supposed to be super liberal? This is right in my face. If you guys can explain, if anybody, please, anybody, if you can explain how a super state like California cannot give reparations to black people in the state that are lineage-based, freedmen, that are lineage-based, but you can unilaterally come up with $2.2 billion to give illegal people health care. it would be cheaper to give black people who are less than 6% of the population of California reparations than it is to fund migrants, illegal migrants. Make it make sense to me. Maybe I'm not getting it. I'll throw that caveat out there. But you explain to me how I could live in a state that is super democratic, and yet I am told the party of black people is the Democratic Party. The party of the working man is the Democratic Party, and we have unlimited homeless people out here. But yet, being in a deficit of a budget, we could come out with $2.2 billion to medically fund illegal migrants, much less give them billions of dollars to house them and feed them. But when it comes to black people, there's no money, there's no reparations. If you guys can explain that, maybe I would think you guys would have an argument with me, but I don't think you guys can do it. Again, I feel very bad for people who are losing their jobs, but guess what? You can't sit in that job forever anyway. Maybe now you can go on that vacation. Maybe now you could go on that trip. And maybe now you could just, open your own business, the one you wanted, always talked about. I don't see why a lot of people are panicking, especially those of us that retired from the military and and went into the federal workforce. Why are we panicking? You have the experience, you have the knowledge, you have the education, you have it. I firmly believe you're going to be okay. Now, if you're one of those people that went and got the Harley Davidson, you went and got the boat, you went and got the second mortgage on the house, and you upgraded your house and got the $1 million house because you're trying to impress somebody. I don't know. But again, you can do that if you want to do that. But there's a risk when you do that. There is a risk. We know as adults, nothing's guaranteed in this world. Well, we do know taxes are guaranteed in death. We do know that. So I'm just hoping everybody just calms down, and what will be, will be. It will be, will be. So anyway, yeah, Benny the bad dog, he is out in the backyard, and he's getting better. He's getting better. I'll figure it out. I'm going to go to Big 5. They have a sale today. I want to get a weighted blanket, a little, for people that don't know. It's wintertime. Get a weighted blanket, 12 pounds. It makes a difference. Ever since I've always known about weighted blankets. I just never went and got it because I was too damn lazy. But for some reason, my mom left her weighted blanket here when she had visited me, and I was just using it. And ever since I've been using that weighted blanket, I have not turned on my heater at night. I don't need to. Those weighted blankets does the job. So if you're into saving a few bucks and stuff, get some weighted blankets. I think Big 5, they're on sale today for like $12, $15. If you got the coupon, you can go in there and get one. And that is, I haven't ran my heater at all in the wintertime. So just a little suggestion there. But other than that, it's going to be what it's going to be, you guys. Don't panic. Reality is here. Adjust accordingly. Adjust accordingly. You're just going to have to do it. There's no other way about it. I'm a black man that didn't get anything from the Democratic Party, and I'm told to suck it up, buttercup. That's it. No reparations, no nothing. Even though it's going to take 250 years for black wealth to catch up to white wealth, I'm told to suck it up. It's reality. All right, you guys have a great day. Be blessed. Have faith in God. And you know what? Number one, have faith in yourself. Have faith in yourself. So what, you lost your job? Have faith in yourself. You're going to get another job.